Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to a brand new series. I'm so excited for this series. What does Korea sound like? So if you guys remember, we did just one country before. It was Ireland, but I'm so determined to do more countries and kind of like have like a window a little bit to the music of these countries. Of course, we cannot cover everything in just a few episodes, but it would be cool to kind of know more about them. So I'm very excited to start with Korea this week. So in this series, I'm gonna take you guys with me as I'm also learning and sharing at the same time through the Korea's musical heritage through the centuries. We're gonna explore about the traditional instrument, traditional music and stories, everything that kind of shaped the musical culture of Korea way before K-pop. Episode 1 is all about the big picture, Korea's historical soundscape. We'll explore how music lived in the royal courts, in everyday's people lives, and in everyday's rituals. And together we're gonna listen to one of the most iconic Korean court music pieces called Sujecheon. First of all, I'm gonna apologize for all of my pronunciations. I have zero knowledge of Korean language or diction or anything. All I remember from Korea is I grew up with two very iconic K-drama series that I was looking forward every week to watch them. First of all was Jewel in the Palace, and the other one was Jumong. I don't know if you call it the same thing in English. And like the entire country, the streets were be empty of peoples and cars when it was time for those series. So I fell in love with Korean culture and music and K-drama. Since that, I grew up with that, and now I swear by Korean skincare and sunscreen, which is totally irrelevant. I just thought to throw that in. But anyway, so I don't know a lot about the music, the traditional music either. So I was very excited to explore as we go, and let's just dive in. So to understand Korean music, something that helps is to understand that music is not or has not been about just entertainment. Music in Korea has always carried a purpose. It shaped ceremony, spirituality, and social life. Broadly speaking, there were two worlds of music. The first being court music or Jeongak. So as the name shows, it was the music, refinement music, the music that were performed in rituals or ceremonies or in courts. It reflected harmony, balance, and Confucian ideals. These performances could involve large ensembles of traditional instruments like the gayageum, daegeum, or piri, and elaborate percussion. And then there is folk music or minsagak, music of people, farmers, songs, shamanistic chants, lullabies, and work songs. These were simple but powerful, passed down orally, reflecting the joys and struggles of everyday life. So in a way, Korea had a dual musical identity, the elegance of royal court, and then there is the raw energy of the village life, which makes it very interesting actually. Both sides influence each other over time. One of the most famous examples of Korean court music is Sujecheon, which means long life, as endless as the heavens. It dates back to Goryeo dynasty over 1,000 years ago, and initially it was a song with lyrics. Over time, the lyrics disappeared, but the melody of it was preserved as an instrumental piece. Today, it's performed by ensembles of traditional wind and percussion instruments with a slow and majestic flow, which represents and symbolizes eternity. Sujecheon was often played for royal processions, banquets, or rituals. Imagine an outdoor courtyard. The king and his officials gathered, with music drifting through the air in a way that was both solemn and spiritual. UNESCO has discovered Korean court music as part of the world's intangible cultural heritage, and Sujecheon is considered by many as the most iconic piece of this tradition. Now let's go watch a little bit of that. It's a long piece. It's about 17-18 minutes. We're gonna watch the beginning and maybe the ending of it. It's very, very relaxing, very soothing. So I'm gonna put a description for the whole video if you guys are interested to watch the whole thing. here's the ending. It feels so weird in a good way to listen to the music that survived like thousands of years. It's not just about Korea. Like if you go to any country and then if you think about like this music has survived so many things and now we can listen to it. I know it's probably changed over time. It like got some influence from other music, it influenced other music, but the core of it, it's still there. And then it just, I don't know, it just gives me like such a weird feeling because it's so powerful to be able to like survive over that long period of time. But just going back to the music, first of all, it was very like a meditative feeling for me. Like I could feel my brain like kind of like getting out of this world. But the technical part, I love how all these instruments, I'm not gonna try to like pronounce them again. I'm gonna use the English name of them. Like for example, the two string fiddle that they were using, how the bamboo oboe kind of like sound, and then the zither, like the three soloists kind of in the beginning, how they were kind of layering on top of each other the sound, and how it was, I don't know how actually they notate that, if there is a notation going on or if it's just like they know what to do already, like if it's orally or not, or if it's actually written. But it was very interesting because you could hear all, like every single layer, but at the same time as an ensemble, they work perfectly together, and then they make this like very meditative atmosphere that I guess it was their music for like a lot of different like rituals, for banquets, a lot of ceremonies that they were having. And it's just like mesmerizing to think about like how life was like 1,000 years ago. It's just like I can't stop thinking about it, hence talking about it. So yeah, I know I repeated that so many times, but it was such a joy and such a weird feeling to listen to that. It's just like, if you think about it, it gives you space to listen to it instead of just like really high energy today that you hear a lot. I feel like I can just I can breathe with the music, if that makes sense, like compared to like today's music, not like a specific genre. It just, that's why it really like reminds me of patience and eternity, and like it's kind of like brings you back to the harmony between you and the earth, and then heaven, and then humanity, everything like all together. And it's such a cool thing to just think about all that and how they're reflecting in the music. And this was just one part of Korean like aspects of like cultural music. I have so much more for you guys, so make sure you come back in the next episode. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.